Because some of the errors are so plain, so blatant.
Fundamental.
And in fact, the question I asked is, why was there the need to rush to declare election results? Because all these errors could have been sorted out.
Sure.
Viewers, I'm going to ask you to do a very simple exercise. We are all going to do it together. I don't want to do it alone. So please, if you have a piece of paper, look for a pen. And let's do this exercise together. If we do it together, then all of us, can come to the same conclusion. I have in front of me the daily graphic of today. And the daily graphic of today is reporting the percentages that all the presidential candidates got. This is the daily graphic of today. The story starts on page 1 and ends on page 2. So follow me. According to the daily graphic of today, and I've also cross-checked with what Jean Mensah actually released, so we can do the exercise together. Very simple exercise. Daily graphic of today says that GUM, they got 0.805% of the votes. This is what the Electoral Commission declared. CPP got 0.093% of the votes. And GFP got 0.042% of the votes. GCPP got 0.027% of the votes. APC got 0.054%. LGP 0.059%. PNC 0.083%. PPP 0.052%. NDP 0.50%. Independent candidate 0.074%. New Patriotic Party, according to the graphic, New Patriotic Party got 51.595%. Now, here is the problem. Because if you look at what Jean Mensah actually presented, her figure is 51.295%. Yeah. So I want to use what she actually presented rather than the graphic, because I don't know where the graphic information is coming from. To be fair, I want to be fair. The NDC is alleged to have gotten 47.366%. Now let us all do the addition. And it's very simple. We all know how to do this addition. It's very simple. So you start from the right end of the figure. So you're adding 5 to 3 to 2 to 7 to 4 to 9 to 3 and to 2 and so on. You understand? And then you go to the next. If there's anything, you carry it over to the next column and you carry over to the next column and so on. And I want to truncate it and make it very simple.
Okay.
At the end of it, if you follow the percentages attributed to the different presidential candidates, it comes to 100.36%. How is that possible? How is that possible? This is a mathematical impossibility. Because if you add all the percentages, it must come to 100%. Now, if you add all the percentages, it comes to 100.36. So the 0.36, where is it coming from? Something is fundamentally wrong with the percentages presented by the Electoral Commission. How do they do the calculation? Add their figures, add the percentages, and you get more than 100%. It's a mathematical impossibility. You understand? So I'm sitting here and I'm asking myself, what was the need for the rush? Obviously, maybe the rush has led to this level of inefficiency and incompetence. What would have happened if you had delayed the announcement of the result for 1 day, 24 hours? What would have happened? Would the roof have fallen?
Yes.
What would have happened if you had waited for 24 hours to check all these figures before we announced it? What was the need for the hurry? After all, the Electoral Commission promised us that they were going to declare the results in 24 hours. They couldn't. Nobody is going to beat them. Nobody is going to send them to jail for not being able to meet the 24-hour deadline. In fact, all of us were interested in accuracy.
Sure.
All of us were interested in the declaration of results which actually will reflect the true will of the people. This is what they have done. This is what they have done. The percentages don't add up. Now, to add insult, to add salt to injury, not insult to salt. Salt to injury. This morning, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission herself is telling us that even the figures that they used were wrong. And Alhaji Yunus Afuseni has gone to great lengths, so I'm not going to go there. The figure they declared, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission herself, not me, not a stranger, she herself, Madame Jane Mensah herself is saying that the figure they declared is 300,000 more than the real figure. 300,000 votes in this contested election is no small vote, and she is the one admitting it, not me. And she's saying that in spite of this 300,000 difference, the percentages are the same. Hey! Kwame, let me tell you some truth. I was not one of the good students of mathematics. In fact, I've always hated mathematics all my life. But my mathematics is better than the EC. Amy Pop. I thought that I was such a horrible student of mathematics. I've been condemning myself all my life that mathematics is when I see it I run away. Until I saw the mathematics of the EC, I said, hey, I'm better. Hey! This one is not even voodoo mathematics. This one is not voodoo mathematics. I don't know how to call this mathematics. In fact, even if you call it mathematics, we are elevating it. Arithmetic. Simple addition and subtraction. That too is a problem. Then what will happen when you add division?
There was no, you see, Master, there was no addition and subtraction.
Master, it's addition and subtraction. You haven't even added division. Division is even more complicated. Addition and subtraction is so abusive me a way. What do they happen for Ghana? Basa Poto. What is this? Hey, what is happening? And then my brother, listen, a contestant in the election,
Yes.
not just any contestant. The Electoral Commission claims that this contestant, by their own reckoning, got close to 48% of the total votes.
Absolutely.
They are saying it, not me. Eh? Petitions the Electoral Commission, says there are errors, let's look at it, and they throw the petition away and they go and declare results. Where will this happen?
If not in the Nakufado's Ghana.
Where can this happen? A contestant who didn't get 0.0 something percent, who according to the Electoral Commission got close to 48% of the total vote. He says our problems with the figures, our problems with processes and so on. This is my petition. Let us all sit down and resolve the matters. And the Electoral Commission says go to hell. They throw the petition away. So there's even a problem with process. I can't believe it. Do you believe it? I can't believe it. Something else happened, and I'm waiting to hear the reaction of the Electoral Commission. Because yesterday, the minority leader in Parliament made an allegation which is very serious. that the NDC team in the strong room was raising many issues about these results, these wrong figures and so on. The chairperson of the Electoral Commission, according to the minority leader, then calls the NDC representatives and says, oh, I have a message for your flag bearer, so go and deliver it. The NDC people in the strong room then believe that it is in relation to the petition that the flag bearer had sent. And that the petition the flag bearer had sent was going to be examined. So they leave the strong room in a hurry to go and present the message from the Electoral Commission to the flag bearer. On their way, they don't even reach the office of the flag bearer. The Electoral Commission quickly sneaks out and declares results. What Sakawa is this?
Sakawa.
What is this? This is like some Kuku Anansi story being told to some hamlet somewhere in Afghanistan. This is what the Electoral Commission did. Chairperson of the Electoral Commission say, hey, my friend, don't worry. We have received your petition. Here is a message for your flag bearer. As soon as they leave the strong room, they go and declare the result. These were people raising all these issues about figures not adding up and so on. Say, you people, I get you. Give me message. Go and give to your flag bearer. They didn't even reach the flag bearer's office. On their way to the flag bearer's office, they heard on radio the Electoral Commission was announcing the results. How can I call this? If I call it Sakawa, they will say, hey. But if this is not Sakawa, what can be Sakawa? Massa, yes, put that aside. Put that aside. Look, and anytime you examine the figures, you begin to wonder. You begin to wonder. It's like you have been thrown into the middle of Wonderland with Alice. When you begin to look at the figures, it's like you, they put you together with Alice and placed you at the center of Wonderland. Master, in one constituency in Ashanti, the Electoral Commission says we should believe and we should accept that 15,000 people went to polling stations to vote. And their only interest was in the presidential ballot and not the parliamentary ballot. 15,000 people. Sometimes I hear people say, this story should be told to the Marines. I don't know why they so disrespect the Marines. This story is not fit for the Marines. The Marines are smarter than this. This is not a story to be told to the Marines. This is a story to be told to... We all have to be very careful with the words we choose. So, my brother, we have to be very careful. So I'm trying to sanitize my words before they come out of my mouth. This is a story which has to be told, in all honesty, to fools.
15,000 people queued out, voting for Olede.
And not voting the parliamentary.
What does it happen?
Honestly, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't happen anywhere. It does not happen here.
They plotted the results.
15,000 people. They went, they queued up, they did all COVID-19 protocols and so on. And when they got the papers, they decided that, as for the parliamentary contest, which is about us,
yes,
which result will be declared in our own constituency, which is not a national constituency and so on, we are not interested in that one. We are only interested in the presidential. I mean, this is an incredible story, but it has been told.
And they want us to believe it.
And this incredible story has been told, and they believe that we will believe it because they think we are fools. Well, Electoral Commission, unfortunately, some of us refuse to accept the tag of fools. At least we can do basic, simple arithmetic. You understand? Some of us would never accept that we are fools. You can insult us all you want. You can call us fools. But we will prove to you that we are not fools. We can do basic arithmetic and so on. Why? Tell me where in the world Afghanistan, Greenland, Iceland, Konsomokaya, where people stay in a queue for 5 hours, and when they are given the ballot papers, they decide that they are only interested in the presidential, 15,000 of them. But this is the story the Electoral Commission is telling us. But you see, you don't take this story in isolation.
Yeah.
Because you need to understand the full picture. During the elections, something happened. A number of people were caught with already torn, printed, and stamped ballot papers.
Yeah.
Significantly, none of them had ballot papers stamped in favor of parliamentary candidates.
Yes. That's true.
Very significant. All the people caught, the ballot papers they had, which had been pre-torn, printed, and stamped, were for presidential. So this may well be the indication that some of those pre-torn, printed, and stamped ballot papers found their way into the ballot boxes. This is the only explanation. The only logical possible explanation is this. Okay? Now, the people of Ghana, including me, all of us, the people of Ghana, let's do this. Jane Mensah and her Electoral Commission have erroneously come to the conclusion that their word is final. They have come to a conclusion that their word is final. And they think that whatever they declare is a declaration by God.
Yeah, that's what they say.
We have a duty. We have a duty to prove them wrong. We have a duty to teach them an important lesson, which is that they are nothing but our employees. It is because all of us cannot be engaged in the process, all the 30 million of us cannot be engaged in the process of putting together votes and so on and announcing results, that we have set up an Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission cannot, it is a stop from announcing anything and everything which is not what we have decided.
Yeah.
The Electoral Commission is enjoined by the Constitution and by the laws of Ghana to announce only what the sovereign people of Ghana have determined.
Yeah.
So if they go and they announce election results which amount to 100.36% and so on, we have to tell them that we don't agree with them.
Absolutely.
That is not what we said. That is not our mandate, and our true mandate must reflect.
Absolutely.
Every Ghanaian, and this is not an NPP versus NDC matter. Please, it is not. It cannot be.
The collective responsibility.
The sanctity of our democratic processes goes beyond partisan interests.
Yeah.
The sanctity of the sovereignty of the Ghanaian people goes beyond partisan interests. And we have a duty to ourselves, to the Constitution of Ghana, to children yet unborn, to ensure that our true will prevails. And I don't care whether at the end of the exercise Nana Akufo-Addo is elected or not. That is not my business. I don't care whether at the end of the exercise Ivor Greenstreet becomes president of Ghana. I don't care. I don't care whether John Mahama at the end of the exercise becomes the president. But there must be a true process of validation of these results. The sovereign will of the people of Ghana must prevail. Because if the sovereign will of the people of Ghana is subverted, it will not be different from a coup d'etat. A coup d'etat through the ballot box. And every coup d'etat is a coup d'etat. You understand? Let us all painstakingly go through this election result so that the true will of the people will prevail. If at the end of the processes of auditing the election results, of validating claims made by Jean Mensa and so on, if at the end of the process, we all come to an informed, empirical decision that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has been elected president of Ghana, let him enjoy the presidency. But we must do that because there are question marks around these figures. The figures don't add up. The figures don't make sense. And we must go through a proper process of validating all of this.
Who compelled her to come and declare the results yesterday?
What was the compulsion? What was the need to rush to declare the results? With all these mistakes? What is this? Master, I am speaking only as a citizen of Ghana. Huh? And look, Master, I am very, very, I'll tell you, I'm being very honest.
Sure.
I don't want to speak for NDC. Why should I speak for NDC? Why should I speak for NDC? Why should Inusa Fuseni, who is an NDC member of parliament, be speaking for NDC at this time? Let us speak for Ghana. Let all of us speak for the sovereign state of Ghana. And the sovereignty in the state belongs to the people. The people's will must prevail at all times. That is what we should be talking about. I don't see why today Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the president, should be speaking as an NPP man. When national sovereignty is at stake, we should all ignore our partisan interests and speak to the facts, the true facts. What are the true facts? The true facts are that the percentages given by the Electoral Commission exceed 100%. They are invalid ab initio. Because it is a mathematical impossibility. You understand what I'm saying? It's a mathematical impossibility. I don't know how we are going to conduct ourselves. I don't know what processes we are going to adopt. I've heard a number of people say that go to court is becoming a mantra. Yes, if you look at the legal regime in Ghana, if you look at the constitutional injunctions and so on, going to court is one of the means of validating election results. But it is only one of the means. The Constitution does not frown on protests. Protest is legal, it is legitimate, and it is proper. Protest. The only unfettered right provided for in the 1992 Constitution is the right to demonstrate. You understand? So that may be an option. I'm not saying that that is the option we should take, but I'm saying that it may be one of the options to look at in order to create sufficient pressure for us to sit down and look at these results. Again, because these results cannot stand and they should not be allowed to stand.
They can't stand.
Because they simply don't make sense.
They don't add up.
They don't add up. They don't make sense. Let us get results which make sense and which add up. And I insist that at the end of the exercise, if Nana Akufo-Addo is elected, properly elected as the president of Ghana, let him enjoy the presidency without hindrance. But if at the end of the exercise, it is established that he was not properly elected and that the sovereign will of the people of Ghana has not been expressed, then my goodness, by hook or crook or by any means, he has to make way for the true will of the people to be expressed. This is a national duty. This is a call to duty to all Ghanaians, irrespective of your party affiliation. This is a call to duty to every Ghanaian, carpenter, mason, taxi driver, bowlerman, lawyer,
Okada
judge, Okada man, anybody. This is a call to duty. We must validate the results of this election. If we don't do that, then we should forget about the democracy in this country. Finish. I have finished.
If we don't validate these results, then we cannot have democracy in this country. By the beginning of the validation, the Electoral Commission tells us, Doctor,
No.
that they invested a lot of resources in procuring biometric verification devices. You know that? Do you know that the biometric verification devices count the number of people who use the devices?
No, absolutely.
Starting point, bring the biometric verification devices for us to know whether the 15,000 people you added in the constituency in Ashanti actually verified their fingers. Bring the devices. Bring the devices for us to know whether the 1,000 people that you added to Kombungo verified their thumbprints. Because the machines will tell us how many people use the machines to vote. You think you are dumb? And James, you think you are dumb?
Auditing.
But let's audit the election results. How can you steal like this?
Mr. Pratt, what options are there for the aggrieved party at this moment? What should they do? The aggrieved parties in this process?
Immediately, the EC can pull back the results it declared yesterday in the light of the new facts. It is Jane Mensah herself who has discovered that there's a discrepancy of 300,000 votes. I'm not saying it. She's saying it. Go to her Twitter page. She's saying it. 300,000 votes. If you make a mistake involving 300,000 votes, you should withdraw what you said yesterday. Then all petitions which have been submitted to the Electoral Commission must be now taken on board, if you like, with independent observers, for us to go through the figures feature one by one.
Yeah.
Bring independent observers from anywhere in the world. National House of Chiefs, bring representative. Trust Union Congress, bring one representative. Ghana Bar Association, bring one representative. Kodeo, bring one representative, and so on. Let us go through the petition, feature, fili, gani. Because more than 100% is a mathematical impossibility. So at the end of the day, this process of auditing, and you can bring KPMG, you can bring whatever auditing firm you want, professionals, to come and audit these figures.
Live on TV.
Let us audit these figures. This is not a matter for court. We can do it. If we can't resolve it at this level, then we go to court. But we must have, and we can do it. This insistence on the so-called independence of the Electoral Commission is madness. The independence of the Electoral Commission is not unfettered. It cannot be unfettered. There is no constitutional institution in Ghana which has unfettered independence. The Supreme Court doesn't have unfettered independence. The judiciary doesn't have unfettered independence. You understand? The president doesn't have unfettered independence. Parliament doesn't have unfettered independence. So you cannot have an electoral commission which has unfettered independence. So this is it. We should begin a process of validating this election result.
Let's do an audit, an electoral audit.
Yeah.
If we don't do that, let's forget democracy. If we can't do this, let us not pretend that we are in a democracy. Then it is each one for himself and God for us all. Finish.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Pratt. Let me read a few messages. I'm not sure I'll be able to even read because there are too many.
Thousands.
Yeah, 2,389 messages this morning. I can't read all of them, obviously.
But you see, this is something interesting. It's exceedingly interesting. This is a young television station.
Relatively.
But go to Facebook. Compare our viewership to all the long-established stations as well. We are way ahead of them. We must be doing something good here.
Sure.
You understand?
Yes.
I mean, at one point, during this election campaign and so on, I saw that we had 70,000 viewers. And I said, my goodness, how did we get there? We had 70,000 viewers. As of yesterday, it had jumped to how many?
146,000.
It had jumped to 146,000 viewers. Pan-African television. That's on Facebook alone. Facebook alone.
We are in 32 African countries.
Something is happening here, which is not happening in other places.
They're not giving you
And in
$500 or $5,000 to
Massa,
massage figures.
Massa, I want today to use this opportunity to thank all the young people who are working here in the technical department, cameramen, people in the newsroom and so on. Master, do you know that most of them are volunteers?
Oh.
They are doing this wonderful job as volunteers. Can you believe it? You make us proud. You, all the people, young people working in Pan-African television, you make us so proud. And keep it going. We will be able to achieve our objective. One day, very soon.
Inshallah.
Thank you all very much. Thank you to everybody, George, Adam, everybody. I can't mention, you're about 90 people. How can I mention all your names? Mm-hmm. But we thank you sincerely from the bottom of our heart that you have contributed to making this project such a success. This is remarkable. Thank you all very much. Thank you so very much. We can never thank you enough.
And I think at this point, it's also safe to say that the one person under whose command we have been able to operate successfully is Amma Pratt. And she deserves high commendation, or she deserves to be highly appreciated. And yes, Amma, thank you. Thank you very much. I think we're done for this one. The messages, I'm not sure I'll be able to read them because there are a lot. I can't.
Read some at least.
I can't.
Everybody understands that you can't read 10,000 messages in a morning.
Right.
But
Okay.
read some.
Yeah, but let me start from Facebook because I think I started getting a message from Facebook this morning. Speak for Ghana, that is true, not about NPP or NDC. Abigail Nyako on Facebook. Angela Dennis says, people, oh, this has gone beyond NPP or NDC. Oh, you think about it. Gael Alexis says, thank you, Mr. Pratt. That's what I'm referring to as a non-violence revolution. And it must happen or else we make stupid of all the mathematics we're learning in our schools. Patrick Ngetia says, you are right, Mr. Pratt. Juliana Belinda Lamte Obri says, armed robbers, Piccadilly thieves, 419 bloody... Well, Pentia Lily says, do you think... Oh, okay. Jane Mensa, do you think she fears God? She doesn't. Always using the name of God in vain. Buhari Sani says, I call the issue of Ghana to rethink and do the right thing. Very bad of her office. Ekoteria says, our children's interests are the most important. And as Bauer says, she is zero. Zachariah Fried, okay, all of you guys are watching. I think I'll be able to get a lot more messages on this particular phone. So let me quickly go on the other platform and read as many Facebook messages as possible. Right. So okay, we got it. Jen Mensah should be arrested by now. Idi Isa. Theodore Chumberima says, good morning to you, Comrade Kwesi. Marie Ebuedu says, Ghana is a one-party state, period. John Glopes says, Kwame, to be like Jen Mensah, read our messages live on Adafopa. Oh, don't be like Jen Mensah, read our messages. Live on Adafopa Media in Paris. Right, thank you, Adafopa, for picking our feed this morning. Thank you, Daniel. NDC should take it to ICC. Kaka Dodi says, nature has really exposed NPP and the Electoral Commission. Fiati Ben Bella says, that's awfully true, Uncle Pratt. Your media, Radio Gold, Kevin Taylor, and a few others are terrific. Bemu Winard says, it's true, Uncle Pratt. You've said something very important, Uncle. She switched off her phone and to add to her inability to wait for the NDC representatives. Okay. Good. Sagbe Bernard. If you rig or steal a precious gift from someone, the end result will become sorrowful. It is not over until it's over. This one says, good morning to you. I was amazed by the EC chair yesterday. This is an insult to our constitution. an insult to all Ghanaians, and EC has set a bad precedent into our democratic dispensation. This country should be ready for the wrath of God, and it will affect us all. Haj Faisal from Kaswa. This one says, good morning to you, gentlemen. Okay, where are the mathematics professors in this country? Any well-meaning Ghanaian should do the calculations. I'm disappointed. Ernest from Ho sent in this one. This one, where is it? Oh, okay, sorry. Only 3 candidates contested Esikado. Oh, where is it? Nana and Mensah don't deserve Ghana. John Dramani Mahama deserves to win this election. Leadership should declare JDM as president-elect, form a parallel government, if possible form a paramilitary and police, if possible declare Cape Coast as a temporal capital. If things get harder, the leadership then take control of the regions we won. If we go to court, we will lose, and come 2024, we will lose again, as Jen Mensah is still the EC chair. The court will remain an ally of the MPP. Before you denounce this suggestion, add 4 years to your age in opposition, or add 8 years to your age in opposition, and meditate over that. Interesting analysis there. In fact, the sovereign will of the Ghanaian people have been subverted. This election has been rigged. Shaibu sent in this one. People are sending me pictures. Okay. Say, I'm Ni Odenke from Domia Bra, Obum constituency. I agree with you, because that woman who declared that is the relative of the president. And you should know that, okay, it's not quite clear. If you can resend your message, I'll try to read it.
At this stage, I'm not even going to make the argument of who is whose relative. The facts are there. Empirical evidence.
Yeah.
Let's use scientific methods to determine what is the sovereign will of the people of Ghana.
Yeah.
And even the wife of the president, if she's true to science, can come to the same conclusion that the enemy of the president can come to. Let us use science to arrive at conclusions which we can all live with. Finish!
Yeah. Seth Foley is sending us this message from Ayikuma near Dodoa. After adding the percentages, I had more than 100%. Where on earth can you see this? May God save Ghana.
Well, you can see it in Ghana.
All right, thank you, Alhaji Dr. Marzouk, for your time. You've been with us from when we started Election Focus this year. You've been committed to our cause. We really greatly appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Alhaji Marzouk is actually fantastic. And this morning, I was congratulating him. I mean, look, I work long hours. Normally, I work long hours. But he works longer hours than I do. I mean, he's here in the morning. He says throughout, after about 11, 12 in the night. In the next morning by 7 o'clock, he's back. I mean, Alhaji,
Incredible.
we have to show respect for your dedication.
Thank you.
It's hard to find. And David Atto.
Hey, David.
I mean, one morning I came here, I saw David Atto, his eyes were red. I thought I was just going to collapse. So I said, David, go home. He says, I'm not going home, I want to work. Can you believe it? I said, David, go home, you're going to collapse on us. He says, no. And then he asked for something which I cannot say. And apparently it is that thing which revived him.
David knows it. David knows it.
And he was actually hiding it and sucking small. And apparently that is what sustained him.
I was thank you.
Salute, David. And salute to Ivan, salute to all of you.
All of you guys.
Maud, Chidi, everybody.
Exceptional.
Makiza, is that the name?
Yeah.
Makiza,
Fauzu.
Latifa, all of them, you know, technical staff, excellent.
Yeah.
You have made us truly proud.
Yeah.
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 Truly proud.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we love you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We can make this station the best in the world. That should be our objective.
Absolutely. And Honorable Ines Afuseni, you have been, the backbone as well.
No, they are not just yet. We have to wait. We have got a lot of work to do.
Anyway, so let me just say, but most importantly to our viewers, we're grateful to you. Thank you very much for always watching Pan-African Television. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for sharing your ideas with us. Thank you for correcting us where we go wrong. And thank you for always staying true to us. We are eternally grateful to you. My name is Kwame Usuda. So this has been the special edition of Good Morning Africa, live on your #1 station, Pan-African Television, with me, Kwame Usu. So my guests in the studios today have been Alhaji Mazouk, Honorable Minister Fuseni, and Mr. Kwesi Pratt Jr. I'll see you guys tomorrow, certainly. The morning show continues. Have a nice day. God bless.